But what you're saying, I hear all the time. So you've been you, and you've always been different, but still, there, you know where you come from, and you had to move away from that. You had to choose to move away from that. How did you do that?
Yes. Honestly, it's a process, and it's still been a process. Again, all honor and glory to God. And I know when you say God, like people interpret that different ways, and like how they have experienced God in their lives, if at all, or at least they may or may not realize it, or they may reject the idea. But for me, I always felt, even when I was younger, like I grew up in church, like how a lot of us did traditionally. Like I grew up in the Baptist church, but I always believed that God loved me, and that it was unconditional, and that I learned that, we would hear things like, people are imperfect, hurt people, like these kinds of things. But I knew, like I always felt there was something for me to do in the world. I just didn't know what. And honestly, I'm still discovering that. I think a lot of us are, because it kind of looks different in different seasons of our lives. But for me, my faith and prayer, really, like, and I know this, this is just me. I was like, God, like, show me who I am, or who you see me as. And honestly, there was a season in my life, and hopefully there's we will continue on a positive trajectory, right? Because you just never know. Like, life can happen fast, and I just asked for the revelation, and like just to help me and guide me, because I'm totally lost and I don't know what I'm doing. And I just started to have all of these like interesting outer world experiences and modeling. And I mean, when I tell y'all, people, they probably still do, people thought I was nuts. Like, they're like, because I was like, what? I don't know, 21, and I was modeling, and I'd go back and forth to New York, and I'd be in these fashion shows and wearing these short skirts, and I was having a ball, and I found community. I found people who, particularly like my mom, who struggle with weight, and they were, so beautiful. Like, a lot of them were just so supportive, and they would come up and hug me, and like we got to know each other, so we would see each other at all these different shows. And then at Elon, I was so out of my comfort zone, being out of PWI and feeling like I was, real, but I felt dirt poor. Like, I have nothing, and I'm looking around me, and people have Lilly Pulitzer bags, and they've got these fast cars, and I'm like, okay, what is this? But even then, I was able to find my voice. And ScholarCHIPS, we were doing like benefit concerts at ScholarCHIPS. Ruth was there. Like, yeah, I think just constantly being on the quest of who am I, and how, and I really wanted to show up in positive ways and not repeat toxic cycles. But this doesn't it feels like I'm in a loop, I'm in a cycle, and I have to break this. And so that's kind of,
in that moment, were you the person who got yourself out of that cycle, or were there others involved?
that's a really good question. I will say this, and I always want to give credit where credit is due. Definitely mentorship played a part in that. And Miss Scott Muzon, who was my Jack King Cook Foundation advisor, and Dr. Terrell, who was one of my mentors in high school. And so mentorship definitely helped along the way. But the spiritual aspect, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
I really didn't have any guidance there, because, and I'm going to be completely honest, and it's not all pastors, for sure. We have some amazing prophets and pastors out there, but it's a whole lot going on in the church, and not everybody, sometimes people can be intimidated when a little kitty comes along and they have this big bright light and these gifts, and they hear them pray, or they hear them give a sermon. It's like, hold up, oh no, we ain't give her the mic no more. So I just had to fall on my knees and cry out, you know, and just say, Lord, help me. Like I have no one. I had no one to teach me certain things, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the experiences that I've had, because had I not gotten on my knees, y'all, I probably wouldn't be here today. I probably wouldn't be here today. Like that's how bad it got, you know?